Dude, my 16-year-old just found out that his dad isn't his real dad anymore because of my bitter-ass sister. She claims it's for his own good, but in what way is that for his own good? When I found out I was pregnant with my son, I made the logical choice to pick the father that made the most money. His real dad was working at McDonald's for like $8.25 an hour. I don't want that as a man. He was just one of my hoes, and that was that. And I got pregnant, and so I picked the richer dad.
This woman just casually admitted to paternity fraud and is framing it as a logical choice. She got pregnant by one man, lied to another man about the child being his because he made more money, and has now destroyed a 16-year-old boy's life by revealing the truth. But notice how she presents this, not as a life-destroying betrayal, but as smart financial planning. This is the modern female mindset in its purest form. Men aren't human beings with feelings, dreams, or rights. They're economic opportunities to be evaluated and exploited. She refers to the biological father as one of my hoes, while simultaneously expecting the richer man to provide for another man's child without his knowledge or consent. The casual sociopathy is breathtaking. And the most insidious part? She's defending this decision even after it destroyed her son's relationship with the man he thought was his father for 16 years. She stole 16 years of that man's life, resources, and emotional investment through deliberate deception, and she still thinks she made the right choice because money was involved. This isn't just hypergamy, this is predatory behavior that should be criminal. This single clip encapsulates everything wrong with modern female dating psychology. The complete lack of empathy for male suffering, the reduction of men to their economic utility, the willingness to destroy lives for personal benefit, and the inability to take moral responsibility for devastating consequences. This woman represents the logical endpoint of female empowerment without accountability.
What is your crazy spring break confession?
I sucked this so good he shit himself.
Are women that hard to talk to?
You know what? When I was like a girl dating dudes, I didn't get it. But when I had to be the person, because like I think one thing that women don't think about is like women are mean. Women are fucking mean. Women can be so mean. And especially, I think, to, I would say masculine presenting people as a masculine presenting person. But like to men, women are mean.
All right, the worst has happened. I am 29 years old and single.
This woman has probably spent her entire 20s chasing the top 10% of men while ignoring or rejecting dozens of decent men who would have been thrilled to build a life with her. Now she's hitting the wall and starting to panic.
Has anyone had luck getting approached in the wild by guys?
Every so often I'll see a good-looking guy and I'll go up to him and say, "Hi, sorry to bother. I was just curious if you were in a relationship." And if they say no, I'll say, "Oh, well, I just want to let you know you're really good looking. Can I give you my number?" That way, if the feeling's not reciprocated, they don't have to text me. So no harm, no foul. Tonight, I went up to one and I asked that question, "Are you in a relationship?" And he said, "I am, unfortunately." Unfortunately?
I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit.
So men looking for casual dates and our relationships is down 50%.
I asked a bunch of girls, when was the last time a man approached you at a bar and started talking to you?
Guys just don't approach anymore.
Can somebody explain to me why I don't get approached in public? Like, do I look mean or something? I don't know.
So I saw a study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life.
I have a question for the men. Do you guys still want to get married?
Oh, hell no!
Hi, I'm a girl in this generation. I don't like to party, I hate clubbing, I never cheat on my boyfriend, I don't have a spicy site, and I love dressing conservatively.
That was a lie, and that was a figment of your imagination because girls like that in this generation do not exist.
All these men deserve like a first-class ticket to hell.
Yes.
They need to burn, baby, burn.
Everyone acts like they want to date me until they find out it's not peaceful. I am chaotic.
She's literally admitting that she's a nightmare to be around, then demanding that men suffer through it anyway. This is the entitled mindset of women who've been told their entire lives that they deserve love and commitment regardless of what they bring to the table. She genuinely believes that men should want to date her even though she admits she makes their lives worse. She thinks male romantic interest should be unconditional, regardless of her behavior or character. This woman represents millions of modern women who've been conditioned to believe that their feelings and desires matter more than men's.
Bunny has got countless guys lined up ready to us. How many shoes are you guys counting? Wait. Whoa, these are all the guys. There's more in there as well.
Damn! Yo, I don't see the point of approaching women or bagging women. There's no point unless you know. The only way you get her is if you already know she's into you.
So what if you're out somewhere and you find an attractive woman, you're not gonna go up to her?
There's no point.
Why?
Because they choose. There's absolutely no point of, what do you mean how?
But how do you know you're not chosen if you don't go up to her?
You don't have to go up to her. Yo, when a woman wants what she wants, she shows you that she wants it.
We went on date twice. We hook up more than twice. You're my boyfriend.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you absolutely can stay delusional forever if you want to. I support it. If you want to just be 24/7 Delulu, I'm with you.
Something is wrong with you!
Who are we hurting? Ourselves, but we do that anyway, so what's one more thing?
This is the logical result of hookup culture and the destruction of traditional dating norms. Women gave away their most valuable bargaining chip, exclusive sexual access, for free, and now they're trying to retroactively attach strings to it. They eliminated the courtship process that allowed relationships to develop naturally, then wonder why men don't commit. But notice her response to this obvious problem: encourage more delusion rather than changing the behavior that creates these situations. Instead of recognizing that casual hookups don't lead to committed relationships, she's telling women to double down on fantasy thinking. This is how modern women cope with the consequences of their sexual choices, through elaborate self-deception rather than behavioral change.
50% of men aged 18 to 24 have never approached a woman in person in their life, and like even a higher percentage, 18 to 30, haven't approached a woman in the last year.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear in dating. Many men will not approach a woman and ask her out on a date because he is afraid that she will reject him. Statistics show that 48 to 59% of single men between the ages of 18 and 40 have never asked a woman out on a date in the past year.
I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this little game in this generation of showing the least interest possible to see who wins. If I see your text, I'm gonna reply. I'm not going to be waiting hours just so that I don't show too much interest. If I'm interested, you're gonna know.
I feel like if you're dating someone, like the passionate matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of domestic violence, does his past matter?
Yeah.
If you're newly single or just like getting back out there and dating, I need to tell you something, which is there is always another guy around the corner.
If I'm out to eat with someone and they tell the server we need more time with the menu, deep breaths, like, need more time. I'm hungry. Did you not study the menu before we came? Did you not do your homework?
This is no hate to the people I've dated, but I historically don't really date hot guys. Like, I date cute guys, but I never date guys where their hotness is their leading quality. You know what I mean? I date smart guys, I date funny guys, I date guys like that. But I've been going on a couple dates with hot guys, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do not know how to be myself. I'm like, I don't even know what. I can't. I'm like, this isn't good for me.
How many of you guys think a woman is looking for Prince Charming? Wrong! They're looking for bastards like me!
I don't know about. When it comes to dating and relationships, who's typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
Bitch. Yeah, the woman.
So if the woman is the prize, why even bother going out with a man in the first place?
I don't know. That's a great question. If you were in a room alone with me, how long would you last in bed?
Do I have a choice to stay in that room? Could I leave?
I'm just asking, how long would you last?
I would walk out of the room.
You would walk out of the room?
Yeah.
You don't want me?
If it makes you feel better, how would it make you feel?
You don't want me. He's missing out. How long should a guy last in bed?
It's up to you.
What? We're just pat on the shoulder. Okay.
Ma'am?
have a boyfriend?
Okay, well that's cool, but I'm just letting you know your tire's flat.
Oh man, do you have anything to help me change it?
I do not, but I bet your boyfriend does.
Am I the only guy that will never walk up to a woman? I don't care how beautiful she is. I will never walk up to a woman, bro. It has nothing to do with anxiety or I'm nervous or I think she's better than me. I feel like it's so stupid. Like, if a woman actually really likes you and she's seen what she likes, she will walk up to you. She will do something to get your attention. You walking up to a woman, yeah, okay, it teaches you how to handle rejection. But, like, I feel like you save yourself so much time and stupidity if you let the woman choose.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give my opinion on something because I feel like we're in the lazy man apocalypse. Like, men used to fight. They used to fight for their women, but now, why am I fighting? Like, why am I fighting? Why are females fighting now? Like, the roles have been switched and I just don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I don't want to deal with it. Like, I'm just done with it. Like, genuinely, I'm so confused. Like, me and my friends have been talking, like, literally, I feel like for the past couple months, especially, like, the men are gone. There's no men. Like, we're all boys. We're, like, I don't know what's going on, genuinely. But if there's any good ones left, please let me know.
List of reasons why I think the passport bros have actually figured it out. Starting off with number 1, they're looking for traditional women who value family. Number 2, women in other countries are often very feminine. They let the man lead.
Why do men not understand hints? Why do I have to spell every fucking thing out? Why can't you just one simple little hinting at this? Fucking understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want to have to spell everything out like I'm your mama.
Women are selecting the bear because they say that a man is more dangerous. What do you think about that?
I think that's like coming from like a lot of women that are unhealed.
Because men are creepy and scary.
They've kind of like chosen like the bad boy image first.
I found, I'm gonna say, the love of my life in Nashville.
And thinking that it would work out to being like the guy of their dreams.
And he was about to get married to a girl and all was good.
And then they're unhealed, so they're gonna say, yeah, I'm choosing the bear over a guy.
Bear or a man?
A bear. And I feel like a bear would let me go.
If you never get approached by men in public or at a party or even on social media, this may be actually because you are much more attractive than you thought you were.
Men are failing men. Ladies, the reason that no man is approaching you is because of you, not them.
When I think a man's good looking and then I look at him and then he doesn't approach me. Like, did you not see me just look right at you? Like, that was your sign. Like, that was me shooting my shot. Like, I looked right at you. Like, I looked away pretty quickly. Like, it was kind of one of these. You know, but like, that was your sign.
I am 41 years old, single, without kids, living in a van outside my mom's house.
So a couple of weeks ago, a guy approached me. Of course, I did what all girls do. Assumed he was a sexually charged pig, screams, "I have a boyfriend," before he could even get a word out. Rolled my eyes, threatened to call the cops, and immediately relocated to a different spot in the coffee shop just so I could post a TikTok about it.
Why does a man stare at you but never approach you?
You need to be approaching men because they will not approach you. It's up to us to decide which men we want to date.
And one more fucking thing. I hate when people make it seem like I'm fucking crazy for asking for the bare fucking minimum. I'm not asking for $1 million fucking dollars. I'm not asking you to fucking plaster me on fucking billboards. All I asked was for a call or a text. Fucking communication. That's all I fucking asked for.
I'm so overworking. I'm done. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want to be a stay-at-home anything. I just want to be stay-at-home. I just want to stay home. And I don't want to go to work.
This woman wants all the benefits of traditional gender roles without any of the obligations. She wants to be a stay-at-home wife, but based on everything else we've seen, she's not offering any of the things that would make a man want to financially support her. She doesn't cook, clean, submit to male leadership, or provide the feminine energy that would justify that arrangement. She wants to be financially provided for simply because she's tired of working, not because she's offering anything valuable in return. This is the modern female fantasy, all the privileges of traditional femininity without any of the responsibilities. She wants to be taken care of like a 1950s housewife while maintaining the attitude and behavior of a feminist. This represents the complete collapse of the traditional bargain between men and women. Women destroyed their end of the deal: femininity, submission, domestic skills, loyalty, but still expect men to hold up their end through financial provision and protection. They want to have it both ways, and they're genuinely confused when men reject this obviously unfair arrangement.
I like guys who just who don't want to date me, really.
Totally. I feel like I was the same way. Like, I always went after dudes who, like, just were unavailable. And, like, sometimes I'd win them over. And I'm like, ooh, this is what I need. I have a
0% success rate. Like, I'm not.
No, but you don't need to win them over.
I know. That's the thing. And I don't want to play the games either. But then it's like, by the time I figure it out, I'm already, like, obsessed with him.
I've learned that my type is boys that don't want me. And it's fucking aggravating. Like, why the fuck is that my type?
So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men?
I'm looking for a man to help me put together some furniture because I was not designed to do this. I'm a hot girl, not a builder.
Well, I have had experiences similar to this where, especially it's strange when you're in a group of girls who are skinny and a man will come up and introduce himself to all of my friends and literally say nothing to me and act like I wasn't there. That is so fucking weird. Do not do that.
I'm sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me. They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men because there are good men out there. As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore. They rush and sit down on trains and buses before women and pregnant women and elderly are sitting down. It's just a hot mess out here.
That every single guy I've given my number to, except for one, maybe two, since I started dating at the beginning of the summer, me going up to them. I swear to God, I just went to Chipotle after the gym, immediately make eye contact with this guy. He was very good looking. I could tell that he was interested in me, and I could tell he was looking at me for a long time. When I walked in, he was checking out, so he should have been leaving. I go in line. He circled the block and went to use the bathroom, and I could see him in the reflection of the Chipotle like thing. I could see him looking at me from behind. I also was wearing gym shorts, so he might have just been looking at my eye. Anyway, he goes in the bathroom, and then he sits and waits for me to finish ordering, checking out. Just come up and fucking say something, bro. Like, what are you guys worried about? Rejection?
I divorced my high school sweetheart after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies, and I recently started dating.
They'll be like, I'm sorry, I just have a lot on my plate right now. And it'll literally just be like their job and, like, I don't know, a pickup hockey league they play in once a week. Yeah, that's fair. No, totally. Don't text me back. It's fine.
Last night I went out with a couple friends and we were sitting outside watching a concert, and we were just talking about how men never approach women. And I get it. It's nerve-wracking. It's uncomfortable. It could be like severe rejection, all these things, but it's frustrating when it feels like women have to do all of the work.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
A study on date psychology recently revealed that 48% of men 26 to 40 years old have not approached women in the past year, and 60% of men aged 18 to 25 said they haven't. In the entire data set, 30% of men said they never approached a woman in person before. Ever.
They actually went into the reasoning behind these men not going and speaking to women, and I believe the list was scared of rejection, scared of like an HR response or being reported or Me Too'd in some way, shape, or form, not being successful, and just not feeling the need to walk up to women anymore was also one of the many answers that men gave on the list of reasons why they no longer approach women. So it's interesting out there.
If you're unaware, we're in a sassy man apocalypse. For the women not being approached by men, it's not you, it's the men. And for the men, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. So let me give some of these men examples, and this is from my data and my research. I'm not making this up, this is true, to tell you if you're part of the sassy man apocalypse. Okay, for one, if you ask, what do you bring to the table? Of course, you're probably the ringleader of the sassy man apocalypse. What do you bring to the table? How does this benefit me? How do you benefit me? What are you doing for me? Anything with me. you have been infected by the sexy man apocalypse. 2, if you are not approaching women because you're afraid of rejection and you're just tired of the rejection, or you're tired of not finding what you want out of a woman, and you feel like you're the prize and you should be chased, you're infected by the sassy man apocalypse. But if you're not approaching women because you feel like they should be approaching you, or they should come to you, or you're just over women, but you want a woman, yeah, you're in the sassy man apocalypse.
So my body count is 1,572, and so I don't think body count should matter, to be honest. Like, I've heard a lot of numbers and it just doesn't really matter.
This woman has a body count over 1,500 and genuinely believes this shouldn't matter to potential partners. The level of delusion required to maintain this position is almost incomprehensible. A body count of 15 is too high, let alone 1,500. This is how modern feminism has completely destroyed women's understanding of male psychology and relationship dynamics. They've been told that men should accept anything and everything about their sexual past without judgment, regardless of how that past indicates future behavior.
Why men never approach women anymore?
I think we live in a society where men are torn down for small things, and they're scared to shoot their shot, and it's sad to see.
What you just witnessed isn't just individual women making bad choices, it's the systematic destruction of everything that made relationships between men and women functional for thousands of years. This is a civilization-level catastrophe, and the consequences are impossible to ignore. Every single woman in these clips demonstrates the same psychological pattern. They make destructive choices, experience negative consequences, then blame men for not accepting those consequences. The woman who committed paternity fraud blames her sister for revealing the truth. The chaotic woman blames men for not wanting chaos. The promiscuous woman blames men for caring about promiscuity. This isn't accidental. This is the result of decades of feminist conditioning that taught women they should never have to face consequences for their actions. They've been told that any male standard, boundary, or expectation is oppressive and that men should accept whatever women offer without complaint. They want all the benefits of commitment, financial support, emotional labor, protection, resources, while offering nothing in return that men can't get cheaper and easier elsewhere. The traditional feminine qualities that made women worth committing to, loyalty, submission, domestic skills, sexual exclusivity, nurturing ability, have been systematically destroyed and replaced with entitlement, chaos, promiscuity, and demands. Look at what modern women are actually offering men: debt from worthless college degrees, psychological damage from dozens or hundreds of sexual partners, aggressive feminist attitudes that make them impossible to live with, complete inability to perform basic domestic tasks, zero impulse control, and the constant threat of divorce that could destroy a man's life and resources at any moment. Then they wonder why men aren't lining up to commit to this package. The sexual marketplace operates on basic supply and demand economics, just like any other market. Women have flooded the market with low-quality relationship partners while simultaneously raising their price demands to impossible levels. They've made themselves less valuable while demanding more value in return. The inevitable result is market collapse, which is exactly what we're seeing. Men have responded to this market distortion in the only rational way possible, by withdrawing from the market entirely. Why would a man risk his financial future, emotional well-being, and life satisfaction for women who openly admit they bring chaos, promiscuity, and entitlement to relationships? Why would he commit to someone who views him as an economic opportunity rather than a human being? The women in these clips are experiencing the natural consequences of hypergamy unleashed without traditional constraints. They spent their 20s chasing the top percentage of men while rejecting or ignoring men in their own league. They bought into the feminist fantasy that they could have unlimited sexual freedom without consequences and that high-value men would still commit to them regardless of their choices. Now they're hitting the wall and discovering that the men they rejected in their 20s have either found younger, better women or have simply opted out of relationships entirely. The top-tier men they chased have no reason to commit to them when they can get the same benefits without the obligations. They're experiencing the harsh reality of sexual marketplace dynamics that feminism told them didn't exist. But instead of learning from these consequences and adjusting their behavior, they're doubling down on the same strategies that created their problems. They're becoming more demanding, more entitled, and more hostile toward men. They're creating elaborate coping mechanisms and delusions to avoid facing the truth about their situation. They're blaming men for not accepting their obvious dysfunction rather than working to become more attractive partners. This is why the passport bro movement exists. This is why men are going their own way. This is why marriage rates are collapsing and birth rates are below replacement levels. Western women have made themselves unmarriageable while simultaneously demanding marriage. They've created an impossible situation where commitment is all risk and no reward for men. The isn't just individual, it's civilizational. These women represent the end result of feminist ideology taken to its logical conclusion. The birth rate collapse, the marriage crisis, the loneliness epidemic, all of these social problems stem directly from women like the ones in these clips becoming the norm rather than the exception. A civilization cannot survive when its women are psychologically damaged, sexually promiscuous, financially irresponsible, and hostile to the very men they need to build families with. But here's the truth that no one wants to acknowledge: this situation is probably irreversible. The women in these cliques aren't going to suddenly develop self-awareness and change their behavior. They're going to double down on their dysfunction and blame men even more aggressively as the consequences become more severe. The system has created exactly the women it was designed to create: narcissistic, promiscuous, entitled consumers who view relationships as transactions and men as disposable resources. These women are functioning exactly as intended by the architects of modern feminism. Men's only rational response is to protect themselves from this system and its products. Whether that means going international, going their own way, or simply refusing to participate in modern dating culture, the message is clear: the game is rigged, the players are toxic, and the only winning move is not to play. The women in these clips will continue to wonder why they're single, why men don't approach them, and why relationships don't work for them. They'll blame men, blame society, blame everything except themselves. This is the modern female dating hellscape, a wasteland of damaged women making impossible demands while offering nothing of value in return. It's the natural result of telling women they can act like men sexually while still expecting to be treated like traditional women. The contradiction was always going to collapse eventually, and we're witnessing that collapse in real time. The men who understand this dynamic and adjust accordingly will be fine. The men who continue to participate in this broken system will be destroyed by it. And the women who created this mess will continue to blame everyone except themselves as they age out of relevance and face the consequences of their choices alone.